We'll start this video with a drone shot just to show you what we're looking at here for the climb today. So now you understand that it's got to make more than a 90-degree turn there and pretty much a straight 90 there for the climb. You've already seen the E1 do it, and now we're going to run it again. Well, earlier somebody had talked about having me do a video for the four-wheel steer car, so I'm going to give it a try. I tried to film this once already, and the camera angle was terrible, so I'll try it again. I didn't have great luck because I have a stock servo on the back on my four-wheel steer car, which still has an intact servo saver, and that kind of degrades the torque of the servo, but it also saves it because there's no limiting as far as dual rate on that channel 3. It's full one way or the other. So I think I was going through Emax servos on the back too quickly because there's nothing that limits the throw on it. It goes full to the stop and keeps pushing. But the servo saver for the stock one, I'll keep using it till it burns out, and then I'll start burning up the Emax ones probably. But I'll give it a shot again, and hopefully it'll do something better than last time. Now you're probably getting used to seeing this. This is my four-wheel steering car. It now has the FurryTech Lizard in it, and I am running lights off the stock ESC. It works great. This also has the Surpass motor in it, and it's real smooth, but the Surpass motor actually sits a bit higher in the chassis than the stock one, and it's heavier, which gives it an unfavorable CG. But I still contend that the best performing motor is probably the stock one because it's the lightest option. You can mount it the lowest, it has plenty of torque, and it's going to give you the best overall center of gravity. But we'll give this one a shot, and if I tip it over from here, I'm just going to reset it at the top. I think this is by now probably my 4th or 5th attempt with this rig. I love that slow motion. Okay, here's what the problem is with my four-wheel steer rig. That servo saver gives way and turns the wheels even though the servo has not turned. And that's unfortunate because in order to complete this maneuver, it really has to stay straight because you need those tires digging straight back. But I'm going to give it a shot anyway. I'd like to be able to complete this challenge with this car, but it's just not going to happen. I just don't think it can. And I'm going to try to put my steering full the other direction. Yeah. It just wasn't working out. I'll try it again. You never know which attempt is going to be the one that does it for you. Nice thing about the Lizard is it can go incredibly slow. And I just don't have the wheel angle to be able to pull this up. That servo saver is being flexed entirely the wrong way. So another thing is this has scrambler tires on it, which I love, but they may not have a strong enough sidewall to be able to pull this off with a rig this heavy. So I can make a hook, no problem. But when it comes time to do the crawling thing backwards, it just does not have enough in it. It wants to pull itself over. I'll show you that tire. It's almost flexed off the rim, and that's not good when you're hanging by that only. I don't see it being successful. I'll try my other buggy that has the scramblers on it and see if it can't pull it off. This I think is going to be about the 6th or 7th attempt with this rig, and it usually goes the same way. I get it over the edge, it hangs just fine. It's at a negative angle. The problem is the cage is so big that it gets into the rock right there and it doesn't want to let go, and these tires are so soft, the sidewalls and everything, same as my 4-wheel steer car, that it just doesn't have enough grip to make it happen. Right. See if I can't throw it around. Maybe it does. I just had to throw the weight of the car around the corner. Just when I was starting to think it couldn't be done. How about that? That's pretty convincing. Scrambler tires can do it. Give the Mofo mini bouncer a try. This one's probably my favorite one so far, just because almost nothing stops it. It goes over things that it shouldn't without too much trouble at all. This one though, I've tried it off camera a few times. It's kind of tricky because it doesn't have the extension on the rear that the other trucks have with kinetics, and that's kind of important for this type of line. I'm going to try to get it around that first corner. Keep in mind this is the one that is more than 90-degree angle that it has to go around. But with any luck, I'll be able to do that. This is where my 4-wheel steer car had some issues, because it allows the servo saver allows the back axle to pivot when it probably shouldn't. So remember, we're hanging upside down by the right rear tire right now. I'm going to call this one the Voodoo line because somebody online said that's Voodoo and it kind of looks like it. So this is the Voodoo line. And just from the top view, I'll try to hold it so it doesn't fall. This is another 90-degree angle that it has to manage before it can continue on its way safely down the rock face. This rig has a stock motor and my own high clearance links that I showed in the video on how to do them. I turned stock ones into high clearance, and there it is, safely down. This is a wrap up from today's videos. In the first video today, you saw the E1 make that look like it was nothing. I just happened to be driving it and ran it over that edge on accident and just thought, hey, I'll go with it. Ended up pulling it off. I had no idea it was going to be able to do that. I didn't think it was even possible, but the E1 did it. This is the E1 without the battery in the front, and you can see it's pretty basic and does a nice job. Then the next one you saw, which I actually filmed last, is my C10 based buggy, and it does a nice job too. It even did it with the scrambler tires, and they have a lot softer sidewall on them than the mudslingers, and they flex a lot more. Of course, my Mofo mini bouncer did it. This thing just cannot be stopped. It's probably my most capable one and just kills everything you point it at. It's an incredible truck. And finally, there's the long wheelbase four-wheel steer car on scrambler that just could not pull it off because the servo saver gives up too early and turns the tires when you need it to really pull back straight. But it's 3-1 so far. That's pretty good. I'll do the deadbolt tomorrow. It's starting to get late, but that's a wrap up from tonight's video.